So described by many as the father of the nation, a leader, a healer. I'm probably sitting with the healthiest, wealthiest, happiest man on earth, Tatu Prem. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm
not the wealthiest.
No, well, wealth is not necessarily monetary, is it?
Can be, for some people, that's how it is.
But yet they're unhappy, aren't they, at times?
So just a heart full of gratitude.
So, heart full of gratitude.
Yes.
Is that what we gotta just put it there? Heart full of gratitude.
Heart full of gratitude.
I was going through, when I was told that I was going to interview you, I got immensely nervous. I took 3 days to write down questions and that I could possibly ask. Now I realize that it's completely pointless.
Pointless.
Because I'm going to miss everything, but I'll keep looking down this piece of paper and keep shaking.
That's it.
So, Tatu Prem, where did this journey all begin?
Well, it began, I started speaking to people when I was about 4 years old. And then I just kept speaking and speaking, and I was 9 when my father passed away, and then this responsibility of taking this message all around the world kind of fell on my shoulders, and that's when it started.
But when did you realize that it's falling on my shoulders, this is what I need to do? Why not just become a police officer? Why not become a businessman? Why not?
Well, I think every single human being on the face of this earth has a gift.
Mm.
And everybody's gifted. We just have to find out what it is. And I think I discovered that my gift was that I could talk to people. You know, I know there are people who get up in front of 3 people or 4 people and they get all nervous, you know, it's like, ah. So I can be in front of 350,000 people and it doesn't make me nervous. So this is my gift, to be able to talk to people. And I want to talk to people about not just anything, but about peace, about being alive, about having this opportunity to be here.
Was there any pivotal point for you to be like, peace is the one thing that I want to talk about?
No, it's a passion. You know, I didn't get hit on the head and then all of a sudden woke up with, you know, bright lights and going, okay, this is what's going to happen from now on. No, it's a passion. And when it's a passion, it grows with you and you grow with it. And I just really love to be able to spark that little bit of feeling inside of people about peace, you know, maybe because I don't write my speeches, and I come on stage and I say whatever I have to say, and it comes from my heart. And so if I say to somebody, hey, by the way, you know, what human beings have forgotten is their humanity.
Yeah.
And that, I said that at one of my speeches, and it was like, hey, that was pretty good, you know.
Yeah,
it's
you're
true.
good at this.
You know, so then I have been talking about that, and so that's what it is. But you know, you never, when it's a passion, you don't get into this whole issue of ego and, oh, I can do this and I can do that. You stay away from that, because it's not about satisfying ego. It's about actually having a heart full of gratitude every single day for being alive, for being here on this earth, and for having this opportunity to awaken something inside of people's hearts.
Beautiful. Is there ever a day, I know you probably said in interviews and people are just so taken aback, which I really am, I'm taken aback, but is there ever a day where you wake up and you think, oh heavens, I feel terrible, and people are like wanting this amazing Prem to give me some words of advice? What do you do in cases like that?
If I didn't have days like that, I wouldn't be human. But if I bought into days like that, then I wouldn't be understanding my humanity. And so, yes, I have days like that. But I don't have to buy into it. Mm. I have my ups, I have my downs, because I'm a human being. There are things that bring a smile to my face, and there are things that bring tears to my eyes. I mean, just recently what happened in Paris, it was devastating. And I'm like, why? You know, just why? These are innocent people. They didn't do anything to you. Why are you doing this to them? And it just makes you think that how out of touch we are from our humanity, from ourselves, to be able to do something so terrible like that to another human being. And so, you know, to me, okay, rise above it and see what can you do. There is no point in lamenting, worrying, because worry never cooks a meal.
At all.
Worry doesn't actually do anything. All it does is inhibits you from taking any positive action. So you really have to drop the worry and do something. And so, in a way, that day, my resolve maybe got a little bit even stronger, that it's very important that I talk to people about peace.
Now, I was actually so surprised and taken aback. You travel a lot. Every single time I was YouTubing a video, Australia, India, there, Zonderblom, Soweto. You are everywhere. So the thought process of you walking into a situation or a new space, what are you thinking? You know, from people in prison, from people who have been through disastrous times. How do you walk into a space and say, right, cool, I'm here to talk about peace, this and this and this and this, let me get you out of this? What goes through you?
After a little while, you have to do one thing. And you have to start looking at human beings as human beings.
Yeah.
Not that they're inmates, not that they're Australians, not that they're Indians, not that they're English, not that they are Americans. Just look at human beings as human beings. And where are you? You are on planet Earth. Forget about the country business. You're on planet Earth. And once your objective gets as simplified as that you're dealing with human beings, that you're talking to human beings, you're not talking to doctors or lawyers or this, no, just talking to human beings, everything becomes very simple. Because then you can understand they feel pain just like I do.
Yeah.
They feel joy just like I do. And what's important to me is also important to them.
Has there ever been a time when you just don't know what to say? And, you know, you have all these eyes on you and they're like, yes, give me something. And you just like, ooh, what now?
Somebody once said to me, I wish I could speak like you.
Yeah.
And I said, the day you have something to say, you will. And that's what's important. To be in touch with your heart, to be in touch with yourself. And when you are, you have something to say. And when you do, it comes out. And you don't have to worry about it.
Cool. Worry. I think worry is the one thing that like most like youth like me are constantly faced with. We worried about, are we cool enough? Why wasn't I not invited to that party? Do I have a drug problem? Maybe not, but let's just continue living my life. So the basis of like most youth is, I'm worried of not being accepted. I'm worried that I'm not happy. But I mean, then again, what is happiness? Back in your youth, who kind of helped you and bridged the gap and said, okay, I'm a wise person, you're clearly a wild person, let me take you through this journey? Who was your mentor?
Me. My heart.
Yeah.
My wisdom. My understanding. Because you realize I was traveling when I was 12 years old around the world. I had left India. And that was a rare day when people got to step outside of India and actually experience something of a totally different world, as if it were. And I was not with my mother. I was not with my brothers. I was alone, traveling, talking to people.
Yeah.
And so my mentor had to be my heart, the wisdom inside, the understanding inside, the passion inside. And that's who it was. That even gave me the energy and the perseverance to go on every single day.
Beautiful. Wow. Now, I don't know, I mentioned this to Paul and I mentioned this to Neil. You're like amazing people working with you, by the way. They're on top of it. Now, I have a big problem, I think most South African youth does, is that we kind of feel that we've never really seen Nelson Mandela. He's been around the world, but never spoken to us. We've never, Desmond, yes, vaguely. And here you come and you're saying, here's the message of peace. Take it. Explain, why is it important for youth, for us right now, to understand this message?
I don't draw the distinction. I don't personally draw the distinction. I think if you're breathing, it's important for you to hear the message of peace. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So far, your breath is coming into you and going out of you and coming into you. What life calls it, you are alive. And the life does not make distinctions. You're alive, you're alive, you're alive, you're alive, you are alive.
So you nearly did that magic move right there.
And so I said, I'm count, make sure nobody disappeared. So, you know, this is how it is. And we make the distinction, oh, that person is old, oh, that person is young, oh, that person. No. Don't make, these distinctions are further dividing the society.
Yeah.
Every single living human being has a contribution to make towards peace. Why create the limits? Why create barriers? Don't you think we have already got enough barriers? I mean, you're rich, you are poor. You know, most people see me in a tie, in a suit. One day, I walked to a place where they were waiting for me.
Yeah.
But I was not in a suit. I drove up, and they went, move, 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 we're waiting for somebody important. And I said, could it be me?
Hello.
So, we're already stereotyping everybody.
Yeah.
You know, is that helping? In any way, is that helping? It's rich, it's poor, it's educated, uneducated, you are this, you are that. More ways to point fingers at each other? Is it helping in any way? No, it's not. But we keep doing the same thing again and again and again and again. And like I was just saying a few minutes ago, what Einstein said, keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, that's lunacy. Bring everybody on. Tell everybody is invited to the party of peace. Everyone. And that's the way to make a change happen.
In the parties of peace, what was the one thing that you've learned from other people? Young, old, rich, poor. What's the one thing that you keep learning from people?
How important it is for me to be me and for them to be them.
Ah, that is gorgeous. That's cool.
Let's write a book together.
I think, you know what, I heard you're a musician and I've always wanted to be like a rapper or something.
There you go.
I think we should start a band, write a book, a movie. I think we could just like carry on with a lot of other things.
That's the way to go.
So in the next 5 years, what's something, stepping away from spreading peace education programs, what else do you want to do?
Next 5 years? I want to do this.
Or 5 minutes or 10.
I want to do this. I want to make sure that I can get more effective food for people going around in the different countries.
Yeah.
Because that single-handedly makes a huge difference in people's lives. It really does. The one that I started in Ranchi and in Dading and in Ghana, West Africa. I mean, it was the first time.
In Ghana?
Ghana, West Africa. Yes.
Everyone there is beautiful.
I go there quite often. And Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana and so on. And so, you know, it was the first time that the children actually left school and went on to the university. Schools had existed all this time, but not a single kid had graduated from schools and gone on to university because they had just dropped out. It was the first time that they went on to universities, the first time that the health improved so significantly because they were having clean water and good clean food. And the first time the crime rate plummeted. The crime rate plummeted. Hey, you know, instead of spending millions and millions and millions of dollars, just give them one meal, one good meal.
Yeah.
And the crime rate plummeted. hospitals weren't being overused, and kids actually went on to university. One meal is the power of food. My God, yes. And I'm about peace and prosperity and dignity. And dignity, of course, first. So the motto for the Prem Rawat Foundation is dignity, peace, and prosperity.
And if there's any one person that you'd like to meet and have dinner with, who would it be and why?
Well, one person I wanted to meet was Desmond Tutu, Father Tutu.
Isn't he amazing?
So I got to meet him.
Oh, high five to that.
I got to meet him. And I met him last year, and then I met him again just a couple of days ago.
Oh, he's like the one person when you see him that you just want to give a hug all the time.
Yeah, and
did you hug him?
He's just remarkable person. Truly remarkable person. I did want to meet Nelson Mandela, and whilst that was being arranged, he passed away. I had come to South Africa, in the 70s.
Yeah.
And when the apartheid was in full swing. And so to me, it was like a whole shocker to come in, and there were the first time I saw 2 bathrooms, and the labels on the bathrooms.
Blacks, whites, don't go there. No.
Absolutely. And they told me, you can't do mixed meetings. You'll have to do one meeting for, the whites and one meeting, that. And I'm like, look, that's not happening.
Yeah, man, I just want to use the bathroom.
No, I just said it's going to be all mixed meetings. And so I broke all the rules.
But they allowed that.
Well, they didn't arrest me, because if they had arrested me, that would have probably been a major international incident, arresting a 14-year-old because he broke the apartheid rules. But what they did is they blacklisted me, and they wouldn't give me a visa to come back to South Africa.
But yeah, here you are.
Here I am.
Years later.
Ever grateful
Yes.
to be back, and so happy to be able to talk to the people of South Africa. Beautiful
Yes.
smiles, beautiful hearts, and been through so much, and I couldn't do much when I came to help with what was going on, but now is a very, very important time, and the future of South Africa depends of how everyone in this country reshapes themselves, not getting greedy, but everybody enjoying the fruits of the country, the fruits of the land, the fruits that are here, and working hard to make this truly a beautiful, successful country.
Beautiful. So to anyone sitting at home watching and thinking, oh my word, I can't carry on with life right now, X and Y and Z is happening in my life, what words of wisdom could you pass on to them? And how do they become PEP ambassadors or peace ambassadors around the world?
Well, that's becoming a peace ambassador is very simple, and simpler than that is to just stop worrying about problems. Never has helped anybody. It doesn't cook your food, it doesn't warm your window, and it doesn't clean your bathroom. It doesn't do anything. Do something. Do something. This is your life. If breath is coming into you and out of you and into you and out of you, so far your breath is concerned,
I ate a lot of garlic,
change,
that's what I thought.
but no change.
At all.
But that's breath coming out of your mouth. That's where you would have the garlic. But coming out of your nose? So, if the breath is giving you a chance, saying, it's your day, however you want to shape it, it's your day, then take your clue from that. It's your day. Your power is not lost. You have power. You have good in you, and you have bad in you. Don't let the bad win. Make the good in you win. There can be so much pressure. There can be social pressure. People are like, I want to be like that. No, be like yourself. What are you? Who are you? Know yourself. And once you know yourself, you will know that whatever you were trying to be, you're so much better than that. You are cool. You are really, really cool. You are so cool, but you don't know it. And that's the tragedy. And in a way, if this is what Socrates said, in a way, if you want to be the coolest, know yourself. Know thyself. But people don't know that.
No, they don't.
And that's what they got to know. And if they know themselves, they will know that they don't have to sit in agony, they don't have to sit in pain, they don't have to suffer, because how big is our problem? The biggest problem, how big is it? That big. A problem is never bigger than that.
Thank you. Thank you. I think my mom will be probably proud of me. This is like the quietest I've ever been in my whole entire life. Like every lecture outside is probably like, thank God. But I must admit, I want to thank you for this time, because many youth, and I know you say, you know, young and old and this, we shouldn't stereotype. But the reality is, a lot of youth feel as if we need guidance, and where do we get it from? And some people, when I went through the peace program, Dorothea put me in it, I didn't know what peace program was. And once I was in it, how do you then let go of anger, which has kept you going for so long, and replace it with something else? It's a scary process, you know? Well, that's what I found. It was immensely scary.
But anger is just devastating. It just kills you.
Oh, for sure.
Anger is somebody starts something, triggers the anger in you, and if they were trying to destroy you, you're letting them destroy it. The destruction continues.
Yeah.
This is the one question that I ask. If somebody gives you a gift and you don't accept it, whose gift is it anyways? It's still the giver's. It isn't yours. If somebody gives you a problem and you don't accept it, whose problem is it anyways? Still theirs, not yours. Don't let it come in. Don't give it a home. Because if you do, it'll destroy you. It'll destroy you, it'll destroy you. Hatred, that's what it does. It'll destroy you, it'll destroy you, it'll destroy you. And you cannot let the enemy win. You have to let the friend win, and the friend is your heart. And you have to let the heart win.
Well, no, I'm letting my heart win right now. Again, thank you so much for your time. And I'm in absolute awe. I think you've made my heart like feel a whole lot of warmth, because I've never met Nelson Mandela. Desmond Tutu, I probably cried and gave him lots and lots of hugs without even talking to him. But right now, you've literally given wisdom and passed it on to another generation. And I think the importance of these peace ambassadors around the world is to continue that cycle. Even in the African culture, storytelling around the circle is passing on knowledge and passing it on to the young. And this, in this one moment, has happened, and it's been happening for you for decades. And I really, really want to appreciate that, because you're giving something that a lot of people take for granted, and that's time. Enkosi kakhulu, Dad.
Thank you. Thank you. And just everybody has to remember, Africa is the birthplace of humanity.
Oh yes, and dance moves and singing, which I believe that you can actually sing. If you want to, we can have a remix.